So chapter 4 is one of my favorites. It's all about decorum and fitting in. So first, let's back up. Ethos is ethics or credibility. Do you have influence with the audience? Are they believing you? Are they buying your shit? Pathos is emotional appeals. Are you using the right emotions for the audience, the right emotional tones? Logos, logical appeals. Are you familiar with the topics? Do you know what you're saying? Is it reasonable? Is it rational? Now let's talk about decorum. Decorum is fitting in. It's being appropriate in an appropriate situation, not swearing during church, for example, or only chewing bubblegum if the society allows you to chew bubblegum, or what clothing you're wearing, or when you choose to make a certain political argument. So, for example, if your family does not discuss politics at dinner and you bring up politics at dinner, you have breached decorum. Here's why my favorite topic is decorum. I love breaking it. I think social norms are bullshit, and yet they matter. So you need to know how to fit in, how to be appropriate, how to jump through the right hoops, and say hello to the different people at the specific time and specific place. And you can break decorum, but you have to be confident and be willing to take the consequences of that. And so I have a shaved weird head, or I wear leggings each day. I break decorum a lot, and I'm willing to risk breaking decorum. And so I say, if you're willing to do so, cool, but you have to make it work for you. So decorum, again, fitting in, being appropriate. And if you break social expectations, that can lead to negative consequences. You have to do so with finesse, humor, and a little bit of confidence. Chapter 4 goes on to talk about the flip side, how there's always an answer. There's always a different side of an argument. So whenever you're getting backed into a corner, flip it. So they're asking, what about the dogs? What about the dogs? What about the dogs? And you're like, but what about the cats? And so flip the argument and figure out what the flip side is. And finally, in chapter 4, sympathize with the audience. You can be sympathetic towards an audience even if you have bad news to deliver. So I can go to a group and be like, yeah, you failed that quiz. Obviously, you didn't study. Or I could be like, ooh, you failed that quiz. Maybe we need to study more for the next one. So you can sympathize with an audience even when you have bad news to deliver.